SoulMates Never Die. It all started when my wife started acting strange. She was constantly on her phone, and every time I walked into the room, she would quickly put it away. She was also working late almost every night, and she seemed distant and preoccupied. At first, I tried to ignore my suspicions. I didn't want to believe that my wife was cheating on me. But as the weeks went by, my gut feeling became too strong to ignore. That's when I decided to take matters into my own hands. I had heard about spy apps that could be used to monitor someone's phone activity, so I did some research and found one that seemed reliable. I installed the app on my wife's phone, and within minutes, I had access to all of her text messages, emails, and even her location. At first, I didn't find anything suspicious. But then I saw a series of messages between her and another man. They were flirtatious and suggestive, and it was clear that they were having an affair. My heart sank. I felt a mix of anger, sadness, and betrayal. How could she do this to me? We had been married for 10 years, and I thought we had a strong relationship. But clearly, I was wrong. I spent the rest of the night in a daze, trying to process what I had learned. I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. My mind was racing with questions. How long had this been going on? Who was this guy? What did I do wrong? The next day, I decided to confront her. I had to know the truth. When I confronted her about the affair, she was shocked and tried to deny it at first. But when I showed her the messages on my phone, she broke down in tears and admitted everything. I felt a mix of emotions, anger, sadness, and disbelief. How could she do this to me? But at the same time, I knew I had to take responsibility for my part in our relationship struggles. So instead of immediately ending our marriage, I decided to use this as an opportunity to make things right. I planned a surprise weekend getaway, just the two of us. We went to a cozy cabin in the mountains and spent the weekend reconnecting and talking about our feelings. It wasn't easy, but we were able to work through the pain and come out stronger on the other side. I learned that communication and honesty are the keys to a successful relationship, and that sometimes we need to put in the effort to keep the spark alive. We both agreed to go to couples therapy to work through our issues and rebuild our trust. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. In the end, I didn't need the spy app anymore. We were able to rebuild our trust and move forward together. And while I don't condone spying on your partner, I'm grateful for the wake-up call that allowed us to save our marriage. Looking back on my experience, I realized that there were signs of trouble in our marriage long before I decided to use a spy app. I had been so focused on work that I had neglected our relationship. I didn't communicate with my wife as much as I should have, and I didn't make enough effort to keep the romance alive. But catching my wife's infidelity was the wake-up call I needed to make changes. I started to prioritize our relationship, and we started to spend more quality time together. We talked openly and honestly about our feelings, and we both worked on becoming better partners to each other. Now, 2 years later, our relationship has never been stronger. We've learned to communicate better, to be more supportive of each other, and to make time for the things that matter most in life. Looking back on my experience, I realized that using a spy app was not the ideal way to deal with my suspicions. It was an invasion of privacy and it could have backfired in many ways. I'm lucky that my wife was willing to work on our relationship and that we were able to move past this difficult time. If you're in a similar situation, I encourage you to talk openly with your partner about your concerns. Communication is key in any relationship, and it's important to address issues before they become too big to handle. Consider couples therapy if necessary, and be willing to put in the effort to make things right. In the end, trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Without it, it's hard to build a strong and lasting connection. Infidelity is a painful experience, but it doesn't have to be the end of a relationship. With time, effort, and a willingness to work through the pain, it's possible to rebuild trust and create a stronger bond than ever before. Would you do the same? Sometimes even I have my doubts. Let me know in comments. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, please.